The Shut Your Mouth Lounge episode number. Did we even say what the episode number was this time?
I don't think so. It's 334.
334. Okay. I couldn't be sure with the fucking lack of sleep I'm getting here. And by the way, I dropped an F-bomb in the first 10 seconds of the video. Goodbye viewership.
Like,
yeah.
What
viewership we do get is from the 2 subscribers. So God bless your hearts.
It's our 2 subscribers, which we really appreciate. Ed Boone, who for some reason refuses to subscribe, I guess. And then I don't know, me.
Yeah. The 2 of you are carrying this shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, you know what? Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number 33 something or other. Yeah, I didn't get much sleep. Hey, Pink, did you get any sleep?
I did.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
Way better than you.
That's just generally been the case for a long time now. I just have trouble admitting it.
Yeah. After Money in the Bank last night, I went to my room, played some video games, and took a little nap. It was good. Life is great. I enjoyed it. I'm much more well rested than you are.
Yeah, that's, you should be proud.
I think I am.
You've done it successfully.
I feel accomplished.
Do you feel accomplished for Pink's sleep, Addy?
No.
But he did it so good.
He did. That's why I'm envious of him.
Now that's understandable. Nonetheless, you both are here. I've heard that one of you two deceitful bastards has a YouTube channel hidden right underneath our very noses.
Oh, man. A controversy.
Now, we need to do something about this, if you ask me.
Perhaps.
Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
It's the only way.
It's the answer to everything. I've not yet found a solution that a problem that hasn't been solved by Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
That's how we should determine our next president, honestly.
Yeah.
That at this point, that would probably be more effective than what we're planning now.
No, really, the presidential election should be decided by an ultimate ass. Ultimate ass, yes.
Ultimate ass. I'm gonna be honest. Even with our current competitors, there's one of the two has a more decidedly more prominent one. But that one's not in question. It's a bit of a foregone conclusion.
But Ultimate X, electrified barbed wire, fucking landmine deathmatch. We throw New Jack in there just to be certain. He's not a competitor, he's a hazard. Yeah.
He's a goddamn assist trophy.
Every 15 minutes, there's 2 separate timers. Every 15 minutes, landmine goes off. Every 30 minutes, someone can take New Jack in.
And I'm thinking right now, okay, you know how some of the assist trophies are the Dracula that screws up the screen by moving the camera around, or the Nintendogs. But most of the assist trophies are Shadow or the Black Knight or Lynn or on the stage and behave as if they're a fighter. And oftentimes they're programmed to try and jump around to make sure that they are always on a platform. And usually not programmed to be that smart about it. They usually just kind of jump around like fucking madmen, rabbits, until they find a target to kill. So I'm imagining that Joe Biden bends over and picks up this trophy, sticks it over his head very proudly, as all Smash characters do, and New Jack busts out. And New Jack starts jumping around the debate stage, bunny hopping until he finds Trump. Back and forth, not entirely certain. And Trump's right there, easily visible, but nonetheless, New Jack is just jumping around until he enters the vicinity of Trump.
Yeah. For some reason, New Jack's like dubbed team is playing. You can hear remnants. You can hear remnants of his original team under it, but his dubbed team is louder. But yeah, anyway.
Do we have a... Yeah.
Oh yeah, the channels. I forgot the channels. So on my channel that you should all be subscribed to, and if you're not subscribed, you need to go subscribe right now. On my channel, I'm going to have more Fallout 4 coming out this week. I finally got back into it. It's coming out at a semi-regular pace, and that's going to continue throughout.
Throughout what? You cut out.
What? When did I cut out?
Throughout.
What the hell, man? I can't explain
I'll
that.
say for my part, that would actually be on Addie's. That's actually on Addie's end, because I heard Pink perfectly clearly the whole time.
Oh, well, Addie's
which is a bit more more concerning in several regards, I suppose.
Yeah. So, as I was saying before, I was so rudely cut out over and over and over again throughout that sentence. Fallout 4 coming out regularly, kind of, sort of, maybe, mostly. And that will continue throughout the week. I have not gotten around to recording anything else but Fallout, so it will probably only be Fallout. And that's what you'll have to look forward to. Subscribe.
Bitch.
Alright, well then. As for my channels, the review I'm working on is still in editing. I have a lot of things to edit and not a lot of time to edit.
Yeah.
Don't we all know? No time for anything.
Yeah.
We need to invent more time. I don't know why that sounds like a Dracula flow lyric.
Yeah.
I already invented more time.
The bugs are back.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I was flipping bricks for Mount Musa. The delightful thing there is that I know that there is no way Pink has watched Dracula Flow.
Yeah, I was about to ask, do we need to introduce the Dracula Flow sometime? Whenever we actually sit down and do one of those YouTube shares again?
Yeah, dude, I got a playlist. And yes, Dracula Flow is on it. That I need to. I don't need to show you. Apparently, you've already been educated. But
yeah.
Pink and Mike both need to be educated to Dracula Flow.
Oh, I also have. I forget if I saved them, but I also have a couple of videos for share.
Yep. My playlist is probably somewhere around 20 videos that I've got set to share for y'all.
Nah.
But yeah, so for my channels, yes, the reviews are getting made, or the review is getting made. Then, Kingdom Hearts, of course, I have made sure that Kingdom Hearts doesn't end at this point. This is not a joke.
Have you considered that by now you might have accidentally just simply made a Kingdom Hearts channel?
Technically incorrect. I also have other stuff. Kingdom Hearts is just a mainstay.
See, that's the issue. Is that early on I was like, I'm gonna just have a Total War channel. It's gonna be like, no, it's gonna be a hybrid Total War channel, LP channel. And then a couple of years later, it's like, I need to make a separate channel for the Total War videos.
Yeah. See, my thing was just like, the reviews kind of just began out of nothing, more or less. Like, I wrote the text-based reviews on the forums that y'all probably remember reading, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I made those. X-Man. Sometimes I still hear him, but yeah.
He's still there in a sense, just not active or having posted in
ever.
Well, it's not a decade yet.
Yeah. But yeah, so X-Men told me that the video, the scripts or whatever, the written reviews would work better as videos, and I was like, hey, that's actually what I want to do. I just don't have the stuff set up, and then I learned how to use Premiere.
And the doom of the world was begun.
Yes, the only reason that I'm not a better known journalist is because I don't have a fucking upload schedule. I just make videos. Like the problem is that it takes me a month to make a 15-minute video because I actually like think about the games.
See, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Say what makes the people mad, and say also that the game is part of a dedicated conspiracy to kill all white people.
Yes. You know, I should buy all of the Souls games just so I can shit on them. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, that's coming back. That's coming back in style, brother.
Like, unironically, I think the only negative review I have made thus far is Undertale, where I say, I would like this game if the writing wasn't like this, and the fanbase wasn't like this. Which, you know, I feel like that's fair. Because, like, you know, I try to retain some sort of like professionalism with the reviews. I try to, you know, both give my actual thoughts, my honest thoughts on the game, but also be like, hey, just because I fucking dislike this game, just because I hate this part of it, doesn't mean that it's not well put together. It just doesn't vibe with me.
Yeah.
And then, like, ever since then, because, you know, usually people say that, like, you know, writing positive reviews is harder because, or like critiques overall is harder because whatever. I literally have made nothing but positive fucking reviews. Okay, no, actually, I have two negative reviews that I remember. One of them is Undertale. The other one is World Super Police.
I was about to ask, what about the shitty fucking policeman game?
By the way,
that piece of shit.
By the way, if you want to do a one-off on that again, because if you remember, last time we tried, the audio got fucked all like 7 ways to Sunday. But
perhaps that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes dead is better.
But I do still have my copy of that game. Not only that, but I also unearthed my copies of VIP by Pamela Anderson and Bubsy 3D. So.
Oh boy.
The Pamela Anderson VIP game is a wonder. I will not tell you about it because you will need to see.
I'm just imagining Night Trap, but instead of trapping vampires, just
trapping Pamela Anderson.
Fall off. That would be actually what they thought Night Trap was. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, the ESRB had to happen at some point, but man, that was a very interesting reason why, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, so yes, Kingdom Hearts. Which Kingdom Hearts, as of right now, runs until like fucking September of 2025, and I already have 2 more like sessions waiting to be edited. Then there's Rival Schools. I played the first Rival Schools. I suck at it for 43 minutes. 43 and a half.
Yeah, I needed to give Rival Schools a shot at some point.
That's the thing. The Rival Schools that's on Fightcade is not Rival Schools. It's Rival Schools 2.
Isn't that the good one?
Rival Schools 2 is the good one. Yes.
Okay, so you played the bad one.
Yeah, I played both actually, but yes. Like the reason.
I thank you for your sacrifice.
Like, I think the reason I'm not as big on Rival Schools as most other FGC guys is because I played Rival Schools 1 growing up, and
oh
yeah, like Rival Schools 1 has some bits of Rival Schools 2 in it already. You know, the characters are there, which, you know, I didn't really like any of the characters, but whatever. The characters are there. You know, some of the mechanic stuff is there. But Rival Schools 2 just makes the game actually feel good to play, which is kind of important.
Yeah.
So yeah, that old school one is I don't remember most of this video, but it's probably just gonna be me fighting the fucking the sports team for a while, because the sports team are my eternal rivals, and I have a harder time beating them than the actual bosses in either games. So
Oh,
and then Perfect Apocalypse, the first game's last episode is coming out. Don't worry, Perfect Apocalypse continues next week with the second game. And yeah, that's it for my channels.
alrighty then. For my channels this week, I think the Phasmophobia well finally runs dry, and thus it switches over to Payday 2 for a hot minute. Other than that, proceed.
I didn't say anything. Think.
Oh,
Not me.
Oh shit! I'm losing it, dude. It's crazy how, like, when you're sleep deprived, like, you'll actually see shit out the corner of your eyes sometimes.
Wait, y'all, that doesn't happen to y'all normally.
I mean, like,
I think so.
shit where, like, for a split second, I'm like, what the hell was the pull of that liquid do? Oh, there's nothing.
Yeah, that happens to me normally. Not even out of the corner of my eye. Just normally.
I mean, there's always the things that, double takes of, like,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, there's also just natural illusions, of course, what's that thing in the desert where you think you see water in the distance?
I think so.
Mirages, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, it happens a lot when you're sleep deprived.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, really, the explanation for mirages is just that you're seeing the true nature of the world. That the demons around you are busting it down sexual style.
Yo, what?
All things considered, it's not a bad way for the world to go out. At least we get to go out fighting something cool.
That's
I want to suplex a demon.
What if the demon suplexes you?
Yeah, there's other possibilities.
Steiner screwdriver.
One of three of the girls here are pregnant with a demon baby. All right. Yeah, other than that, other than the stuff that's running out, there is the Vermin Titaning continues. On the Total War channel, I don't have anything immediately planned this week. I've been hard at work on the mod thing. And other than that, spending time with the family. And, and also the Steam sale has been going on, so I'll be perfectly upfront about this. I have been slacking on the channel front, both of the channel's fronts, largely because with the Steam sale going on, I have been purchasing games, as this is the first time that I have had an excess flush of money at Steam sale season, and enjoying those. So,
nice.
Yeah, not a very exciting week for my content.
Look at this nerd having a backlog. Says man who owns literally every Game Boy game ever released.
Yeah, it sets in, doesn't it? Where it's like, what's the stupid thing is that you're looking at, these games that you don't have, and you're like, if I had that, I'd play it all the time. And you look over at your shelf, or you look at your Steam library, or you look at the stuff you got off fucking PS Plus, and it's like, oh, but there's all this stuff I don't have to pay money for, because either I already own it, or I'm already subscribed to the service that offers it. And I know that I either already have tried and enjoyed several of these games, or I know that several of these games are up my alley. So, sometimes, I mean, the fucking Steam sale, I had to get the motivation of wondering about whether or not I should purchase No More Heroes fucking 2 and 3 in order to get the motivation to actually fucking play No More Heroes 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, let me tell.
Yeah.
I'll say it quick and simple for No More Heroes. I've heard before, the levels are great. The open world is complete fucking dog shit. Yeah, let me tell you, that is completely accurate. People are dead on with that.
Yeah.
Cool boss fights. I wish the rest of the game wasn't there and it was just jumping from boss fight to boss fight.
No, but you don't get it. The open world being bad is just whatchamacallit, it's criticism of the state of open world games at the time.
I mean, it's still criticism of them now. Honestly, it's even become even more accurate with time.
Yeah.
And beyond that, it's supposed to be a commentary on how fucking empty and worthless fucking Travis's existence is. But I don't want to deviate too far from the point here, which gets back to the channels. Because we got the funny shit going on this week. That's right. We got the Payday 2 on July 10th, Wednesday. On July 12th, Friday, we got the Street Fighter 6. And on July 13th, Saturday, Payday 2. Have we by now had a Street Fighter 6 session that was just... I think Street Fighter 6 may be the only video game I'm aware of that each of us have played, not only all three of us together as a group, but also that each of us have played in pairings. Because I played it with just you, Addy, and Pink. If memory serves, I played it with just you. And you guys did at least one session that was just the two of you, and I wasn't there, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Is there any other game where we've done that, where we've not only had the trios recordings, but also had at least one instance of each possible duo recording happening?
I'm trying to think. Maybe For Honor, just by circumstance.
Ooh.
I mean, I definitely played For Honor with just Addy. I don't know that I ever played For Honor with just Alex.
Yeah, that's especially at a time where Addy had more free time, so I just don't see there being an instance where me and Pink were free and Addy wasn't. But furthermore, we wouldn't have recorded it because Pink didn't have a capture card at that time for recording console stuff, and I still don't have a capture card for recording console stuff.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So at that time, I'm not sure I recall playing For Honor off recording ever. And I liked For Honor. Though I will say, Addy, I think you and I have both spoke to this. When either of us goes back to give For Honor a shot again now, it's kind of like, I don't get it anymore. I'm not sure what I saw in this super much.
Now, see, when I go back to it, now I'm just like, man, I don't want to get back into the grind.
Yeah, that's right. You got it. Well, not you guys, but you got into like gathering the cosmetics and shit, like Mike does with Dead by Daylight. And I was never about that. I was like, oh right, yeah, you can customize the visuals. I always forget about that.
Yeah,
I'm working with fucking base kit female berserker. What was the dude?
I thought you were gonna say I'm working with babies. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm broken. And I'm working with children.
Entire enemy team is babies. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna close Skullgirls and I'm gonna open up TF2 because supposedly just this week they finally did it. They banned all the bots. Hey, finally, TF2 is
playable.
TF2 is free. Marvel is free.
They gave TF2 they gave TF2 a set of why am I putting the fucking socks?
Socks?
Yes.
Okay.
You free house elves from being slaves by giving them socks.
Oh, I see.
Which like I don't even give a shit about Harry Potter. I just really find the line "Dobby free elf" to be very funny.
Well, especially because he's given a damn sock to do it.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right. So, the topic.
Yes.
It was. What was an instance where a game, be it an update or a sequel, introduced a new mechanic, and it really seemed like there was a character, if not several, on the roster that they simply did not account for when they were making this mechanic. whether it was because that character become absurdly underpowered or overpowered, either which way, when weren't they thinking? What were they thinking?
Yeah. So my answer. This topic was inspired by me playing World Heroes. World Heroes didn't get an update or a sequel to reach this, by the way. World Heroes just has a universal mechanic that completely makes one character make no sense. So World Heroes is a fighting game by SNK. It is the game where the ninja guys from Neo Geo Battle Coliseum come from. For context. And
oh boy,
yeah,
that's been a long time. So I don't just assume that I'm in the same position as Pink here. Honestly,
all right. What matters for the topic is there's a character called Muscle Power. He's Hulk Hogan wearing America themed outfits. Like just flag.
Oh no, I know this
flag
character.
Trunks, flag knee pads, flag elbow pads, all the jazz, all that stuff.
All the jizz?
Yes, all the jizz.
My God!
All of the jizz from Hulk Hogan's 50-inch python that Terry Bollea doesn't have. But yes,
the
so
B for sure knows about it.
Yeah.
Beat brother.
But yeah, so you think of Muscle Power, you think of Hulk Hogan. What is he? A grappler, right? So, World Heroes is a 3-button fighting game. It has a punch, a kick, and a grab. The game does not have command grabs. Everyone and no one is a grappler, except Muscle Power is a grappler. You see the problem?
No, I don't actually.
Muscle Power is built like Zangief, but his grabs, since there are no command grabs, his grabs deal the same amount of damage as everyone else's.
Oh, I see. But he doesn't have any perks on top of that?
No. None.
Oh.
Like it really feels like they built the character and then they went, oh, but what if we could give everyone a grab mechanic, and then just make it. What if you made a universal grab mechanic where you just press the button and it does a grab? And while it's fine as a universal mechanic, Muscle Power ceases being a character because aside from command grabs that he doesn't have, because once again universal grab. Aside from that, his only move is a lariat.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's a grappler, so he's supposed to grab.
Yeah, for a second I was like, oh, he's a grappler, but there's no command grab, so he's like, Colossus and Children of the Atom, right? It's still on the standard throw button, but he's just got really good throws. No? Okay.
No, if anything, he actually has worse throws. Because the other characters, I don't know for sure because I haven't played as any of them, but the other characters seem to have a grab that deals like, I don't know, 25-30% damage. Muscle Power has 3 grabs. He has a suplex, he has an atomic drop or a back atomic drop, whatever. I don't remember which one's the inverted version of it. But yes, he has an atomic drop, and he has like a face grab, I guess. Now the suplex deals 30%. The atomic drop deals what was it, like 25 or 20. The face grab deals, I don't know, 15. Now once again, may I remind you, everyone's grabs that they did on me, everyone aside from Muscle Power's grabs, deal like 32 to 35% damage or something like that. Whereas Muscle Power can deal a lot less. He's the only one who seems to be able to do this. Not to mention that there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to how you do the grabs. Because, you have the grab button, and I figured, hey, if I press forward, then he does this grab. If I press down, I didn't know. No, I pressed forward, and sometimes he would do the face grab, and sometimes he'd do the atomic drop. I would press back, and he would either do the suplex or the face grab. Usually he would just go for the face grab, 90% of the time, honestly. And I don't know what decides what he does. But basically, World Heroes is a game with a grappler, where the grappler character is just built to suck.
Oh boy, like it's not even, Zangief Street Fighter 6 business of like his regular throws can at least be good for like placement, right? I want to be able to wake up pressure heavy my opponent. So instead of going for the pile driver, I'm going to go for the spine buster, which has way less damage, but hey, at least I get to, there's a lot of wake up pressure from the spine buster.
Yeah, no. Actually, I can even give a better reasoning for why him having multiple grabs and them being set up the way they are is shit. Because World Heroes also has a deathmatch mode. In deathmatch, the corners of the map are replaced by hazards. If you go into the hazards, you get hit. You can be comboed into these and pushed into them.
I see.
So, the deathmatch mode can be very funny because you can do shit like atomic dropping people into fire and then they get set on fire and then fall back into you. But the face grab not only deals the least amount of damage, not only is the longest fucking grab in this guy's arsenal, but also has no range. If you grab someone and it is the 90% of the time when he does the face grab, you might as well just have not pressed any fucking button. Like, Muscle Power has a jumping heavy kick. Or a jumping kick because you only have the 3 buttons right, but yeah, he has a jumping kick. That is a drop kick that deals more damage than 2/3 of his grabs, and does more pushback. So like, once again, it's one of those things of like, this character is built to be a grappler. He literally has Zangief's fucking frames, more or less, in a lot of cases. Like, a lot of his sprites look like they just redrew Zangief's sprites, but with Hulk Hogan.
Oh boy. Is this the Bulk Bogan from Vinesauce Joel Mugen sprite? I'm thinking, okay.
No, that's a different guy, but very close. Let me see if I can find a picture of him for you so we can visualize him better.
As you're discussing that, I'm going to step out for just a moment, but I will be back.
What the fuck? Oh no. Oh no. The first image I found is someone putting on a very stinky filter on the game and uploading it as 4K 60 FPS.
Oh, good.
But, sure, that's him, yeah. That's from World Heroes 2, but fuck it. Same guy. I'll post it in the voice text. And yeah, so the power on the right. I guess he is. His name is Muscle Power. But yeah, the guy on the right is our boy. And yeah, he once again.
Moment. Oh, why is he tiny?
That's just how he is.
I see.
But yeah, so like, look at that guy and tell me that he's not a grappler. and like, once again, he does have more grabs than anyone else in the roster that I've seen. It's just that the options that he gets that make him have more grabs are also worse than everyone else's options, and he gets nothing in return.
Yeah.
Like, the World Heroes recording that I did didn't even survive. It was bad, so I deleted it because it was a bunch of well, outside stuff interfered, and then also and then also it was a lot of me going like, fucking hell. how do I grab? Like, I spent like You don't get it, because I don't look this shit up before I record the fighting game videos. I just sit down and then I maybe if I feel like setting the game down in difficulty, then I do it, because I don't want to, like, I had a very bad experience with the game recently. Ashura Blade, it is called. Now Ashura Blade has a character that even on easy is just a piece of shit, because it's like, okay, imagine if they put Cable into Darkstalkers.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's him.
Now, in fairness, there's already some craziness in Darkstalkers. It's not, it's not like throwing Cable into Street Fighter, but still.
Like, okay, actually, I guess that description isn't completely correct. Imagine if you gave Rolento Hyper Viper Beam.
Oh no.
Yes, that's him.
I see. I understand now.
And then you put Rolento with Hyper Viper Beam into Darkstalkers. And that is Ashura Blade. He is the semi-final boss.
Oh boy. Okay, at least that makes sense. That's old school arcade bullshit.
But yeah, so I had a bad experience, because I played through the game normally, and then I just couldn't fathom him anymore, because, like, after half an hour of fighting the same guy and hearing the same voice lines, and he just, like, it is a thing with arcade games, but at the same time, like, the game just completely stops all subtlety and just might as well just flash, I am reading your inputs right now on screen.
Yeah.
Before killing you, And so yeah, dealing with that, and like, it's a thing of like the main protagonist guy, because that's who I was playing as. The main protagonist guy has a ground wave that doesn't travel. It works like a Kodeska. It's very slow. He has a Shoryuken that is fairly slow, and he also has a command dive kick that is the slowest thing on Earth. Like,
okay.
Because, like, imagine the command dive kick. How it works is, imagine if you input demon flip for Akuma, but he would immediately go into the dive kick, but he would still do the demon flip animation. It would just, like, it wouldn't, in fact, it would make him slower, because they're like, all right, let's let him hang in the air for, like, I don't know, half a minute, and then he does the dive kick. And that's the dive kick that this guy has.
I see.
And so you put this guy against fucking Rolento with Hyper Beam.
Oh.
and also, not to mention, by the way, protagonist guy doesn't have air specials, from what I can tell. Curfew, because that's it.
Okay.
Curfew, because that's the name of the guy who is Rolento with Cable Super. Curfew can hit you with an air-to-air anti-air thing, which, by the way, beats Shoryu, as I've learned to find. But yeah, he can hit you with that shit, jump over to the other side of you, and then air cancel into Hyper Beam, and it does 50% alone. The Hyper Beam alone does 50%. Like, I needed to make sure that I'm not playing an SNK game, because like that is the complete, like, fuck you. You are not getting away from this game before you pay the mortgage in quarters. But yeah, so I had a bad experience with that, because how could I not? Honestly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I decided that if I don't feel like playing an old arcade game on normal, then I won't. Cause fuck it, I would prefer finishing videos.
I've never finished a video in my life.
Understandable.
They don't finish; they simply end.
Yeah. But yeah. So I guess I talked about my answer. So what are y'all's?
All right. Well,
I've got a couple I could pick out from Civilization.
Yeah, that's a real big one.
Cynthia before. the
Yeah.
double cavalry economy.
Yeah. And that one's not even like a new mechanic of Civ 6. That's just they forgot about the fact that you could sell units.
That was a launch problem.
Yeah. That was a new mechanic of Civ 6. That was a mechanic that existed in Civ 5, at least. I'm pretty sure it existed in Civ 4.
Yeah. Civ 4, I think it did. I can't 100% guarantee it was in that game, but I'm pretty sure it did. I think Civ's, I'm pretty sure it started in Civ 4 and then had to be removed in Civ 6 because of Scythia.
Yes. So Addy, the Scythia Horse Archer exploit was a big problem in the vanilla version of Civ 6. I think they even released a free update that fixed it, which was kind of unprecedented at the time. Civ 5, if shit was OP, you had to wait until the next expansion for that shit to get fixed. But Civ 4, 5, and 6 had where if you got a unit and you put it in your own territory, there was a sell button that would destroy the unit and bring back money in exchange, right? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, there became a problem with the introduction of the civilization Scythia, because Scythia had the capability to produce, when they produce a cavalry unit, they don't produce just one. Their special faction ability is that when they produce a cavalry unit, they instead get two.
Ah.
Well, they didn't account for the fact that you could sell units. So, if you built one unit of light horsemen at 3 per turn, and you sold both of them, you'd get enough to fucking buy another one out of the gate. And Civ makes military units prohibitively priced in gold so that you can't just rush an army instantly in a single turn. And there's just all kinds of bullshit tied to it that just made it so that, honestly, if you were playing against somebody who was using the Scythia Horse Archer spam or Horse Archer selling exploit, you just couldn't beat them. It was just flatly the best strategy at the board. It was crazy. And Pink, I feel like you should elaborate further because you probably know even more about the fucking nonsense than I do.
I think you covered it pretty well, and that was, as we said prior, the launch problem for Civilization, and it got patched out. I don't know how quickly, but probably less than a year, I would wager. So that situation existed no longer. Ironically, though, it would not be the last issue they had with cavalry specifically, because several years later, when they gave us the New Frontier Pass, and one of the first civs they dropped in that pass was Gran Colombia. That had the civilization ability to where Simon Bolivar's cavalry units all got increased damage based on how many units were standing next or adjacent to one another, and there was no cap on that. And they also got increased damage from the great generals adjacent to them or within a couple tiles of them, and that had no cap.
Yeah.
So, until they nerfed it a couple months later, for like a solid 2-3 months there, Gran Colombia was viewed as the absolute best domination civ in the entire game, because you could rush an early cavalry and then you're guaranteed a great general at the start of the very next era, so you don't even have to waste time building an encampment, and you could have like a cavalry army with just an absurd amount of combat strength and just completely bulldoze your way through everybody in the classical era and just straight up win the game. As long as there was not like a continental split between you and your enemies that you could not swim across. Like if you picked a Pangea map and just spammed out cavalry, and then it got your great general on the next era. Like you could just insta wipe everybody off the map. It was ridiculous.
I can't wait for Civ 7, where the first patch, just like removes cavalry and the patch notes just say, no more horses, fuck y'all.
Fixed it.
Yeah.
Fix the game. No more cavalry.
Removed Hero Brian. But yeah. W?
Hey, yeah. Oh boy, let's see. Well, that is an excellent question that I do not have a properly prepared answer for, as you might imagine, at this current hour of the day. So, Pink, would you be able to spot me with another Civ answer?
Let's see. I guess I kind of can. Currently, I'd say it's not like the most overpowered thing in the game, but with how much Civilization 6 uses faith in economic ways, after the final update released, the final patch released, they buffed one of the previously kind of middling, very underwhelming civilizations in the Khmer to where they got a major adjacency bonus from rivers, as well as several other bonuses to their holy sites. I don't remember specifically what they were or what they do, but currently the Khmer are now looked at as probably one of the best performing civs in the game. So they went from lower mid tier to the top tier at the moment, because they can accrue so much faith over so little time, actually. And then pairing that with the buffed work ethic, which is the obtain production based on your faith adjacency bonuses from the holy sites you build, and with the major adjacency bonuses from the rivers that you're always going to be settling on, so you're probably always going to get at least a +2 holy site. And then with the policy card to double that, that's a +4. Oh, and by the way, the holy sites also provide food. That was one of the major things I forgot. The holy sites provide food equal to the bonus of your faith. So if you're putting down a holy site with +4 faith per turn, you're also getting +4 food per turn. So this has enabled the Khmer to, in a very short amount of time, create a very, very tall city with a lot of faith income per turn, which enables them to do a wide variety of things, such as purchasing straight up great people off the great people market with with faith,
which is supposed to be very rare.
Yes.
That is supposed to be like the ultimate desperation play.
Like, unless you're Brazil, who gets the cheaper great people, you typically don't buy great people off the market, but the Khmer can make so much faith that they can do it pretty consistently, I would say. And just the sheer amount of bonuses they get from the holy sites, it makes it, honestly, almost kind of stupid how powerful they are. Because like I said, if you're able to snack work ethic, you can legit get doubly so if you were to get Desert Folklore or even Dance of the Aurora, which gives you the adjacency bonuses from Tundra and or Desert, depending on which pantheon you chose. So as a Khmer, you could legit go out to the desert if you've got a river in the desert, which is not super likely but can happen, I think. You could legit get a natural +8 holy site built. And it's going to take a while to build it if you don't have a lot of production out there. But once it's built, and if you've grabbed the work ethic belief, that's a +8 holy site that is giving you faith, food, and production per turn, which is just stupid. And then
which is a number high enough that the game feels necessary to note it down in the history of that game. And will notify you with a big art piece that pretty well just says, holy fucking shit, look at how much fucking faith this place is turning out. It's fucking crazy.
It's quite monumental. So there are a lot of super fun and super dumb ways to use a Khmer, and they're definitely one of the top performing civilizations in the game at this moment, and will probably remain that way, as I highly doubt there's ever going to be another balance patch for Civilization 6, as development for Civilization 7 is well underway.
Yep.
So, yeah, they went from the lower tiers to probably the top tier, and will remain that way for all time.
All right. Well, I do have somewhat of an answer. This one is one that is inevitably, I suppose this question, any of the answers we can give to this question are somewhat, assuming that, like, well, I guess we don't know what the devs are up to, but we're just kind of having to make the assumption that the devs didn't fully understand the reach of the decisions they're making, which, of course, is a big assumption to make. Who knows? Maybe they did know. Maybe they're just like, I just don't think many players are going to know that they can sell the Scythian horses for money or something like that.
Right.
They're like, they'll only do it for so long. It won't be that bad. So, keeping that in mind, Total War Warhammer 1 and Total War Warhammer 2, whenever you attack a city, you play a siege battle. These siege battles in Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 were really bad. They sucked fucking ass. Because Total War Total War, for pretty well the entirety of its history, was known for very in-depth siege battles. That you'd be fighting onto the walls, past the walls, inside the city, battling in the streets. It was sick. And there's big city maps that you'd fight over. And Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 would give you, 2 streets. And not particularly long ones either, and one stretch of wall. And a little bit of space outside the wall. But really, it was very claustrophobic. And it sucked. Now, to throw on there, another important detail before we get to the thing with Warhammer 3, is that several units in Total War Warhammer have a ability called Stalk, which for all intents and purposes should be called Stealth or Invisibility. And what it is that ordinarily in Total War, you need to have line of sight to a unit from one of your units to the enemy unit to see them. But generally speaking, once you have that line of sight, it's like, okay, I can see it. The player can now see that unit on the map. Stalked units, you also need to be in the close proximity. But if your dude is on top of the hill and he has full view of the hill and he sees 2 spearmen running along with some stealthy rangers, he's only going to see the 2 spearmen running through the valley. He ain't going to see the rangers. And if there's no spearmen there, it's just the rangers running on their own selves, he ain't going to see shit. So, this didn't come into the sieges in Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2, this stalk mechanic, because they were so damn claustrophobic that there wasn't going to be a square fucking inch of wall or city space that didn't have somebody watching over it. Well, here comes Warhammer 3, and one of the major features of Warhammer 3 is, holy shit, we've got actual proper sieges now. We've got more or less mostly full cities, though, still, it's huge maps, so the fact that there's a considerable amount of non-playable space still doesn't matter, because holy shit, we get access to so much of it. So much that a lot of people actually bitched and moaned that there was too much, but nonetheless, that's another topic for another day. There is so much more space that you cannot reasonably, even if you have the maximum amount of units that would fit into the battle of 40 or 80 units, you still cannot cover every inch of the city space. It's fucking cool. They did not really account for the fact that units can stalk and be invisible. So, and I don't know if this was on some level intended as just a thing of they're infiltrating the city. But considering that Creative Assembly generally tends to try and be mindful of competitive stuff when they do a lot of these game modes, which has historically actually caused more issues than it's solved. Nah. But nonetheless, they're, generally are pretty mindful for exploits where they can help it, to the point of sometimes tripping up regular players in their efforts to defeat exploiters. So it was rather odd that for about 2 fucking years, a unit with Stalk could 100% Metal Gear Solid their way through a siege, destroying buildings and capturing points, while the enemy AI would have their units running around, again, like Metal Gear Solid fucking troops patrolling around, where are they? Doing patrols. It must have been the wind. And yeah, that could get pretty strong for some of the races that had more units with Stalk. So that was a fun one. And they did, after like 2 years, finally fix it where it's like, okay, we've made it where buildings can fucking detect units, detect Stalk units, so it won't just be that nonsense anymore. But it's still honestly kind of strong, though. Because you can generally shoot down the buildings from a distance pretty easily or bring them down with flying units anyways, so fuck it.
Nice.
Yeah. And, would there be any other answers? I'm looking over the list, but I'm not seeing them. And I'm not sure that in my current state I'll be able to come up with any more. But I am absolutely good to go ahead and call it and then hit the hay and acquire much slumberage.
All right. Sounds good.
And you two should sleep as well, even if you're not tired.
I like your
Addy?
thinking.
Addy? Addy? I want you to... Are you there, Addy? I can't tell if he's doing a bit now or if it's legit. Did he hear anything that we've said in the last 20 minutes?
Of course not.
Okay, there we go. Thank God. But Addy, I want you to think of that classic low-tier god image with the lightning coming out of his eyes. Or replace the word kill with go to sleep. Even though that leaves in the word yourself, which, come to think of it, then implies, to me, that implies like, okay, like he's like the low-tier god is telling you to use a tranquilizer on yourself. Granted,
No. You should go to sleep yourself now. You should pick yourself up on your shoulder and then like throw yourself up on your shoulder and then kick yourself in the chin with your knee.
Like that fucking episode of SpongeBob where Patrick has to pretend to get beaten up, and he just like fucking body slams and scoop slams him all over the place in a way that makes no sense because he has to be getting scoop slammed by the Invisible Man.
Yes.
In a way, SpongeBob predicted Chikara.
Yeah.
It's funny how that turns out.
Bye.
What?